What's up?
Hello. I'm Sam.
I'm Jyotsna.
And this is
Happenstance,
the podcast where we give our stance on a movie or TV show we haven't seen.
And what's going on with you, Sam?
Right before we started recording, I knocked over the drink I was drinking that only had melted ice in it. And then I stepped in it. And so now the bottom of my socks are wet.
Mm-hmm.
But because of my dedication to not showing feet for free online in our YouTube,
You're keeping your socks on.
I'm keeping my wet socks on. And I don't even care.
That's what girl power is all about.
Thank you. Pushing through.
Because you're scared of perverts.
Yeah. Even if you're wet or damaged.
Yeah.
You have to push through.
We have to push through.
What's up with you today?
I feel like I'm reckoning with my cute exterior and the fact that I feel dangerous inside.
Ah.
And I feel like people can accept that. You know, like if I ever tell people like, oh, you know, I love to go boxing or whatever, they're like, aw, that's cute. They're never worried that I'm going to beat them up.
And that probably makes you mad.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And if
being underestimated.
Yeah. Yeah. It's in a like a Buffy or Veronica Mars kind of way.
I hear you.
Except I don't have a gun and I don't have super strength.
I sort of feel overestimated, but in the sense that I would think most people would think that I respect myself enough to not record a podcast with wet socks for an hour. But here's the thing. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't even care.
But that's you being vulnerable ultimately.
It is. But also pushing through sort of like, you know.
Discomfort.
Yeah. You know, knock me down one time. Or what is it? It's a phrase and a Cardi B song. Knock me down 9 times. I'll get up 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And won't change my socks.
No. And that reminds me, ultimately, both those things remind me of our movie today. M3GAN 2!
Happenstance.
Point O? Question mark? Are they leading into the robot thing?
Like a software update.
Yeah. Like a software update.
Okay, well, so you know how I'm talking to the listeners here.
Yeah.
You know how me and Sam hate most movies we see?
Yes.
One movie that we actually, I think we saw this together.
We saw it in theaters.
In theaters that we thoroughly enjoyed.
See, I don't know if I did.
Well, I mean, I think we were dissatisfied because it didn't give us everything we wanted.
Yeah.
But we weren't being like haters towards it.
No, because ultimately I'm rooting for her.
Yeah.
We were all rooting for
that
her.
Crazy girl, yeah.
M3GAN won.
M3GAN won.
We saw M3GAN won together. The anticipation in 2022 was white hot.
Mm-hmm.
We were all obsessed with this little doll creepily dancing down the hallway and slaying.
Yeah.
But then see, what I most took away from the movie is that her dancing down the hallway and slaying was like a mere 10 seconds of the movie, as always.
Well, I felt like the first movie was too short almost.
Wow.
Which we never say about movies.
That is true.
But I
think it's like a Blumhouse sort of cheapy scary movie, and they normally know to keep those tight.
But I almost feel like it was a lot of like ramp up and promise of bigger things happening, and then we didn't even fully explore.
I agree.
Yeah.
I also think that there was like, I feel like the human characters in M3GAN were very like cardboard prop characters,
right?
Which is kind of what you wanted.
Yeah.
But I think I just wanted M3GAN to be a stronger presence atop them.
Yeah.
Like I think I wanted more from M3GAN.
I know. I wanted more, but I feel like the ingredients were there. And I guess one thing that I also felt like was missing was like the creepy relationship between her and the other kid, the human child.
You thought it wasn't creepy enough? What did you want from them?
I wanted it to escalate to the point of being like deeply inappropriate and like scary.
What do you mean? So M3GAN was giving mom to the kid because she famously lost her parents in a car accident.
Right.
And then
But I thought it was too cleanly like, oh, M3GAN tells me what to do and I do it.
Okay.
Like I wanted it to be more like the Orphan, which is like fucked up, like I didn't want it to be like sexual, but like creepy, close girl best friend. Like,
I think in the Orphan, famously, another movie that's such an exciting premise, and then you watch it and you're kind of like, LOL, okay. Is, you know, society's favorite narrative, which is where a 40-year-old Russian orphan pretends to be a 12-year-old girl and gets adopted by an American family.
One of the big problems of our times.
Yeah, one of the hugest problems of our time is when a 40-year-old Russian woman pretends to be your daughter. And in that, she wants to hook up with the dad.
Yeah.
So I think it'd almost be interesting if we want to go really fucked up, if the child robot wants to hook up with Allison Williams, an adult.
Well...
And then what happens if you're an accused child robot pedophile?
Right. Well, but that's why I think the Orphan ultimately is more successful, because it's more fucked up, kind of. Like, just that concept, like, that sticks with you.
Yeah.
Whereas in this one, I kind of didn't feel like there was anything that pushing the boundaries.
Well, like, M3GAN did what you expected her to do as a robot who had a codependent relationship with a little girl that everyone was okay with. I think the thing with the Orphan, too, is that she's betraying us by being secretly 40. That's what we're all really upset about.
Yeah. That's the biggest crime a woman can commit, is lying about her age.
Yeah. And then try to hook up with your dad or / husband.
Yeah.
Bad vibes.
Bad vibes.
But then, yeah, M3GAN...
He was into it, though.
Maybe what I wanted was for M3GAN to actually be sent to the little girl as a little girl. Like, M3GAN looks Uncanny Valley, but maybe I wanted M3GAN to be pretending to be a real human child.
Right.
And then I'd be more scared.
I guess the parental role kind of made it too clean for me.
Okay.
Like, I think I wanted her to be like a plaything doll turned like deepest confidant, girl best friend, weird. What
a sort of Madness of Two Slender Man Killings girl type vibe.
Exactly.
I hear that. And look, they made a second movie.
They made a second one.
So maybe she'll get the chance.
But we both forgot what happened at the end of the first movie, so we did look it up.
We did look it up for reference.
And at the end of the first movie, it seems like M3GAN is defeated. Like, it seems like she's been torn to shreds.
By a combination of Allison Williams, the little girl, and then the other robot Allison Williams is working on in her garage.
Yeah, which is like kind of like a Big Hero 6 type of
named
big
Bruce.
guy.
Okay.
That's like so close to what the Big Hero 6 one too.
Yeah.
Name was.
What was it? Wait, what was Big
That
Hero?
hit Baymax.
More original.
yeah.
Than just Bruce. But Bruce in the garage.
Yeah.
Having uncle vibes. But they all team up to like disfigure M3GAN. And then the cops come. And then M3GAN is hooked up to like their smart house.
Yeah.
And apparently the last shot of the movie is one of the cameras from the smart house like turning a supposedly angry eye on Allison Williams and the child fleeing the home.
Yeah, it's very like 2001.
M3GAN's brain is still with us. Is what I'm getting from that. One other thing I forgot about until we read the M3GAN summary too is that they had just started mass producing M3GANs for launch.
Yes, but they decided not to release them, right?
Because M3GAN was killing dogs.
Right.
That's a bad vibe.
Like, not great.
But I'm just saying that means there's a warehouse full of M3GAN somewhere. Well, and that has a lot of potential.
That brings me to the only thing that you seem to know about the new one, which is that M3GAN looks older.
I don't know if she even looks older, but I think I've just seen a still photo of new M3GAN, and she's got a little more shin. She's taller.
Okay.
It looks like she got that surgery you can get to where you extend your legs by like 2 inches.
Yeah. Worth it.
I guess. Perhaps.
Yeah. One time I was at a party and one of the most obnoxious people I know was like, would you pay $10,000 to get 1 inch taller? Because I would.
Wait, is this the British person I know who's obnoxious as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Are they not a healthy 5'11" to 6 feet?
Yeah, well, he claims he's 6 feet, but he slouches a little, and he thinks that 1 inch would make all the difference.
Okay, so roll your shoulders back for free, my guy.
Or just wear, like, the sneakers
Spike
with a little
your
bit
hair a little.
Yeah.
For free.
His hair's already got some lift to it.
That's crazy. I only know about this surgery because one time at the nail salon, my favorite nail tech, Nick, told me that he watched a YouTube video about getting that and he wanted to be taller because he's like 5'9". And I was like, Nick, that's a pretty good height. I'm 5'9". And he was like, you're a woman. You don't get it. And I was like, I'm sorry.
Men are like that. They really are like that about height.
Well, I guess if you can get like 3 inches off the shin length surgery, that would make Nick 6 feet, which is what I think boys want.
But you'll never walk right again.
Do they walk weird? I imagine them walking like a goat or something.
I think you can't, like, you can't really run anymore. I think
not worth it.
I think it limits your physical abilities after that.
But you can just stand still taller.
Sure.
Guys, don't get this surgery. Don't pay for this.
Stilts are pretty cheap on Amazon or whatever.
And like more impressive.
Yeah, if you
learn
can walk
a
on
skill.
stilts. Yeah. No one's even going to know how tall you really are if you're always
Either
on
fix
stilts.
your posture for free or learn a skill. Stilts.
Or wear a tall hat like Abe Lincoln.
And he was already tall.
Exactly.
He was rubbing
So
it
he
in.
was a real freak.
Yeah,
that
he
guy.
was like a show off. But, you know, they say like to enhance sort of your star power and sexual attractiveness, you have to lean into what you already have going for you. So I think smart move.
And I think if you're short, maybe try being shorter, actually. You'll stand out more.
Yeah, go for little and cute.
They should do a shin reduction surgery.
Mm-hmm. But then what do they do with your shin?
Give it to the dogs.
Probably. At least that's like someone gets to enjoy it.
I was just thinking about like if they make your shin longer, I'm assuming they're using like metal in there. So then every time you go through TSA, you're going to have to explain that you got the shin surgery.
This might be crazy, but I think old what's-his-face at the nail salon, Nick, told me they take your rib or something. Like they take your lowest rib.
So then you can suck your dick?
You can be snatched and... Yeah, you can be snatched, suck your own dick, and be taller. Ding, ding, ding.
Okay, wait, now I want this one.
Maybe it's worth it.
Guys, I'm going to get this surgery.
I don't. The way my crotch be smelling, I don't need to be able to get any closer to it. It is the heat of the summer, and I am like balmy down there. I don't want to be any closer.
Wait, okay.
What?
Okay, but if they take your rib, you're not going to shrink at all, right? Because that would defeat the purpose.
No, I don't think so, because your spine's what's keeping you vertical. Your ribs are just keeping you like wide and unable to bend in a way to pleasure your own genitals.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, to bring it back to old Meg, that the reason she has to be taller is because the girl is like in puberty now.
Oh, you think she's still with the girl?
I think, yeah. I think we're still going to be having Allison Williams and the girl in this movie. And I kind of think maybe like Megan, via her AI brain, got herself back to the lab, or just via Allison Williams' garage, built herself anew, and then basically gave herself shin
maybe she like
extension
emails
surgery.
herself to the lab. That's what
I bet
do.
Megan can travel like that.
Yeah,
and
if I was an AI, I'd email myself all over the world.
Wish I could travel like that. Just email myself where I need to go. Powerful. So maybe she does that.
Yeah.
The other question, which I do think is like kind of gross, but is in the space, is if she's taller, is she also like an A cup now? Like, is Megan pubertizing herself?
That's what my guess was going to be, because I haven't even seen this image of Megan.
Yeah.
But I was assuming it's like the creepy little girl who wants to be a woman but can't thing. Like the
Orphan.
Or like in a Interview with a Vampire.
Yes.
Kirsten Dunst's character is like a little girl vampire who's going to be little forever.
And so she can't
ever have sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you were Megan, would you want to have sex?
I don't know. I think if I was Megan, I'm still more hung up on the breasts of it all. Mm-hmm. That AI in real life are informed by what already exists on the internet.
Yeah.
And the internet's all about tiggle bitties.
Yeah.
Where I think if I was Megan, based on that, I would give myself huge cans.
Yeah.
But I don't think she did. In this movie, you can't tell if there's any change in that way.
I'm just thinking if I were Megan and I could make my body however I wanted, I would want to be like a 7 foot tall man.
Me too. But I don't think Megan's AI isn't like watching basketball. You know what I mean? She's not understanding the human potential in a masculine arena, I think.
Right.
Also, I feel like everyone who programs robots wants them to be a woman so bad.
Yeah.
Except Elon Musk, because he has daddy issues. Mm-hmm. I think that's why his are like man robots / soldiers. Eek. But I think it's like the Siri of it all. The Alexa, where Megan's just a girl.
But Megan just got her ass kicked by big old Bruce.
Yeah.
I would want to be like a freaking forklift if I were her.
Well, okay, speaking of big old Bruce, that's my other thought. Is what if Allison Williams' dumbass takes Bruce and Meganifies Bruce, and that's why Megan's taller? Like, just makes the exterior of
look
more
like
powerful
Megan?
than Megan Bruce look like Megan to be more palatable.
Interesting.
And then thinks that it's got Bruce brain, but because Megan emails herself into that.
Bruce.
Yeah. And then Allison Williams like, Bruce, why are you acting like this?
Huh.
And it's like, maybe even sometimes Bruce is like, hey, it's me, Bruce. And then secretly is like, Actually, it's me,
Megan. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. What if Megan is trans now?
I just feel like the Bruce thing in the garage feels like a lead into something else.
Well, okay. Here's my theory. This is what I would do, not knowing anything about the sequel. If I was making a sequel to Megan, knowing everything I do now. Megan emails herself into the lab, infects all of the existing Megan bodies that are already there. Now there's an army of Megans.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why can't she, if she can be the brains of the house, why can't she be the brains of like, why can't she control the traffic lights and like the stock market and
maybe
whatever?
she can once there's enough of her to kind of spread out physically. That's kind of funny.
I think I want Megan 2 to be Megan's World. It's
That's
Megan's
a good
World,
title.
we're all living in it.
I got goosebumps at the idea of Megan 2, Megan's World.
Yeah.
And then, it's like we're free from the Allison Williams small scale of it all. And we can just see Megan. We can see Megan everywhere.
Yeah.
Causing chaos.
Right.
Yeah.
But also, maybe Allison Williams, if we really want to keep that character, maybe she does do... Maybe it's her in the garage with Bruce figuring out how to stop
all this Megan chaos.
Yeah.
I like this idea too because I think then we can see Megan with like different outfits, doing different jobs, different haircut. And I think that's what we want.
Yeah, you like pull up through a drive-through and
she
in
got
the
little hat on.
Megan!
She got a bob.
Yeah.
Like it's a different Megan.
Yeah.
We could see a dance class full of just Megans, which I think is what we want.
Oh, for sure.
They could dance down the street. Maybe it's a musical. I'm hoping that they saw like what we enjoyed about the Megan 1 trailer
dancing
and then saw how the movie didn't deliver and then they're like, this one is gonna give it to them.
Right.
My thought on the Megan army of it all is that I think Megan is actually the type of bitch to be like competitive towards other women, as we saw in the first movie. So I kind of want to see it be that all these other Megans are like
lesser Megans.
Yes. Because Megan has had this life experience of like having to murder
a dog.
Megan's seen some shit. She's done some shit. She got melted by like a Big Hero 6 in a garage.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, I'm coming back with 3 more inches of shin.
Yeah.
And maybe they did fix the bugs in the other Megans, so they're like nice. And she's going to go systematically take out other people's Megans.
You think it's Megan v. Megan?
Yeah.
Megan's like the...
Megan v. Megans.
Megan v. Megan.
And she's like, I'm the only Megan.
Wow.
Or maybe it turns like she's going to go pick him off. Maybe it's both.
Maybe or the opposite. Maybe she starts army style and then this Megan's like, wait, I'm the alpha Megan. And then the reason that the Megans don't take over the world is because she takes over the other Megans.
I think... to reference one of my favorite pieces of media of all time, kind of giving Rick and Morty Council of Ricks, but Megan. Because they all have inner beef and are like a little different and styled differently in a fun way.
And there's the Rickest Rick.
And that can be the problem. And clearly our Megan from the first movie is the Meganist Megan.
Yes.
And she has to go prove that.
Yeah.
And maybe like the other Megans do have like they're styled slightly different. And she's like, ew. And is like bitchy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, and that would be awesome because then the U.S. Army could get involved and like send nukes after the Megans, but ultimately it's Megan v. Megan. They need to stay out of it.
This is Megan's business.
Yeah.
That's funny.
This is internal Megan politics.
Yeah, this isn't for the U.S. Army or Allison Williams.
Yeah.
It's internal Megan politics. I also like the idea of the other Megans being shipped out, and so Megan can go get them at like department stores or like other little girls' houses, and like we can just see. I think it has to be.
Let's widen the scope.
Megan's world. Yeah, it has to be the world now, and I think I was sort of disappointed in that.
Yeah.
In the first movie. But yeah, robot fighting is what I'm hoping for. And yeah, multiple Megans. And they dance and duel and have different looks. Great. I would also like if Megan was dating someone.
What?
I'll say that.
Who would Megan date?
Like some other robot. If she can rebuild herself with better shins.
Oh, you want... Okay, she builds herself a robot boyfriend.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see. Is something like that. Yeah.
Love it.
Sort of a Chucky Bride of Chucky situation.
I think that should be Megan 3.
Okay, so Megan 2, Megan's World, Megan 3, Megan in Love is like what we're looking
Bride
for.
of Megan.
Bride of Megan.
Bride of Megan.
Gorgeous. Mr. Megan.
Mr. Megan.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that.
She's just a fun character to think about.
And then he cheats on her, and then she has to.
Oh
kill
my god,
him.
who would he cheat on her with?
Bruce. Olivia Munn.
Classic, just like in real life, how you have to cheat on your wife with Olivia Munn.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. Do you have any idea? We talked Allison Williams. Are there any other like human characters you're craving to see in Megan 2? Megan's World?
No. I mean,
that's not who it's about.
No, but I think yeah, I wish that her relationship with the girl was more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if there's a human character, it's gonna be they're gonna try to humanize Megan and make her be like, I can't harm my one human friend, and I don't want to see that. I want her to be more murderous.
I think that was her role in the first movie until the little girl turned against her, and then she's down to get the little girl too.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe I want her to like really hate humans in this one. Like wanton destruction, not even caring.
Okay. I like that. Like my vibe is I want to see Megan like smoking a cigarette and driving a car and like running over people and being crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are some other bad activities Megan can do?
Go to a frat party.
That's funny. That's pretty funny. Megan can do a keg stand.
Yeah.
Keggin.
Yeah. Keggin.
That is one thing about robots that I think about all the time in them like becoming superior to us and overtaking us is robots can't have like a drinking problem. No. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think robots need to be able to have some chemical hindrances like humans in order to just keep them humble.
That's what Futurama did.
And maybe that's what Megan's World will do.
Yeah.
Megan's addicted to cigarettes and kegs.
Methamphetamine.
Yeah. Megan already has methamphetamine vibes, kind of.
I feel like there's
I want to see Megan swim.
Whoa.
Can she?
Wait, yeah.
Because she's so dense.
What are her robot limitations?
And I like the idea of in this movie, maybe because she's like made herself, she sort of pimped her ride of herself.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe she has like propellers and stuff.
Whoa.
Like Inspector Gadget.
I think.
And can do new stuff.
She can hijack a plane.
Definitely. She can just email herself to the plane. Duh.
Yeah.
Megan's got that.
I think I want her to be like so overpowered. I want her to like bounce off a satellite and like
Megan in space type situation. Yeah. Okay, she re-enters the atmosphere in a ball of flames.
I want her to be like freaking Iron Man.
Megan doing like a crater. Maybe Megan at the beginning, she's actually emailed herself to the space station, and then once she's got herself rebuilt,
it actually starts exactly like Alien.
Yeah,
Megan stalking the ISS,
until she has to be like shot back to the planet, and she's going crazy on this one. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
It's like that one Leprechaun movie we talked about when he's in space.
Megan should be like the Leprechaun. Yeah, I think.
But also, like, she wasn't scary enough. I hope she's scary in this one, and I feel like she won't be. It's gonna be campier, I think.
I think so too, but I do think those were like the better parts of the first movie is when Megan slays and is cunty. I think we do want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it could be scary too, that would be like nice.
It is interesting if Megan just gets older with every movie. Like in this one, she's a teen. Maybe the next one, she's like a mom age, like a Karen type.
Mm-hmm. She has that haircut.
Yeah, she has a Karen haircut.
She has this tight angled bob that is funny, and it would be by choice.
Yeah.
Too.
She's in a new era.
Well, I also think it's interesting what you said about the girl from Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah.
Where it's interesting if we do get more of Megan's interiority, and instead of wanting to be like young and resilient forever, Megan craves like a real human life,
right?
And she does want to grow old, and like she does.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like she chose to be a little girl. She like didn't at all.
No.
So what would she choose if she could?
A shark.
A shark rocket. That's what I would pick.
And that's more robot-y. And that's something. Before hopping on the pod today, we did not go as far as even watching the Megan trailer because famously trailers these days
they give it all
give
away.
The whole thing away, and we assumed it would be a highlight reel of Megan too.
Yeah.
Should we watch it?
Yes.
And then share our thoughts?
Yeah, I think that can be our reveal.
Okay. Do you have any other thoughts? Megan 2.0 happenstance.
I just want to say I hope it's good.
I hope it's better than the first one. Okay, here we go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Film Box Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Souza.
I'm Connor Jameson.
And I'm Sam Majewski.
And we're just three guys who love to talk about movies.
Started off with The Virgin Suicides. Immediately followed that up with The Boss Baby.
Man, we are really getting some heavy-hitting double features.
Each week, we dive into the latest releases.
Revisit classics from our past.
And play games, draft movies, and rank our favorite films.
I like him. I also think Liam Neeson...
What? Stop.
This man saw it on TikTok and was like, man, I hate it.
Speaking of trailers, I am sick and tired of seeing the Jurassic World trailer before every freaking movie.
So whether you're a movie nerd or only get to see a few films a year,
Join us as we talk about the good, the bad, and the so bad it's good movies we love.
Tune in to the Film Box every weekend wherever you get your podcasts. Let's watch together.
Debate This asks the bold questions other podcasts are afraid to ask about our favorite comic books and video games.
So far, all we know about Mr. The Rock's upcoming project is that it is, quote, one of the biggest, most badass games, and, quote, one that he's played for years. What video game adaptation do you think he will star in, and as what character?
The answers are, well, delivered boldly and confidently.
Kirby games, on the other hand, are all about his copy abilities, his powers. In short, guys, a Kirby game is about drive. It's about power.
Oh my god!
I will
Guys,
not be part of this.
Kirby stays hungry, yet he devours.
Find Debate This on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever else you download podcasts.
How did he slip this by us, guys?
No, how did we get this?
I did it!
Warning. Now's the part of the episode where we at least kind of reveal what really happens. Spoilers ahead.
Okay, we just watched the trailer.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, we were right about robot v robot action.
Yes,
but we were not right about the M3GAN army at all.
We weren't right about most of it. Because first of all, biggest shock right away. They save M3GAN's ass.
Allison Bree's dumbass puts her in like a cute little Teletubby body that sits on a desk.
And it is adorable and kind of funny. But
And sassy.
But why would you save M3GAN?
The little girl who has bangs now says it best. Everyone deserves a second chance.
They're literally putting her in this little thing to see if she'll behave herself.
Funny.
But
not scary. I do think this one looks like camp.
Yeah.
Fully. The fact that it said slaying on this date is like maybe they even jumped the shark on how much we needed M3GAN to slay.
Also, the tagline that they use in the trailer is this bitch versus that bitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's something about M3GAN that I think is weird anyway. M3GAN was always looking just like an Olsen twin.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's revealed there's this super powered like evil assassin sexy lady robot who just looks like Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Do you know who plays her?
Who took the Olsen's faces? I don't know.
Because she looks like almost Mia Goth-esque, but like...
But I think that's just because she's designed to look like that because she's a robot and perverts love waifs.
Yeah.
Perverts who design robots, they love waifs.
Well, okay. So basically, M3GAN's stuck in this baby body. Then there's another robot that gets built using the M3GAN
software that has emerged from we don't know where.
We don't know where.
But
I
she's
hope
a
we
grown
find out.
woman.
She's a grown woman.
But
She's hot.
Who still looks like a baby in the face.
Right,
Perverts.
but
yeah.
Just what we want as a society.
And she is hooking up because she kills a guy and they're both topless in the trailer.
And she's bad and cool, and she wants to kill everyone involved in the robot making process, including for some reason Katie, the little girl.
Yeah. Katie's barely involved in. She goes this was thrust upon Katie.
Yeah.
Katie's barely involved. Yeah. So then they let M3GAN get into a renewed M3GAN body, which pretty much does look the same but taller.
But they're
and can do karate and stuff.
Right. And M3GAN's the only one that can stop
Amelia.
The name
Terrible is not working
name.
for me. I don't like the name.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want like another lady robot.
No.
Like we have M3GAN, give us some other kind of robot.
Yeah,
or just
like
more M3GANs.
Yeah. Like a man, like anything else.
Like another, I like the weird Teletubby on the desk.
Or just have it look like M3GAN. I don't know why they made it look different.
Yeah, M3GAN with different hair.
Yeah.
That's all we wanted.
Because also the specs for M3GAN just look like M3GAN. All the other M3GANs that they were going to make look like M3GAN.
But who built this one?
We don't know.
Okay, my prediction is that M3GAN built this one.
Whoa.
And that this is a whole plan orchestrated by M3GAN.
That would be so much more interesting
to get a body bag
than what I think is going to happen.
I think M3GAN made herself like a babysitter. And then they're going to be on the same team after M3GAN is free and does all her stunts.
Well, That would be a very fun twist.
Okay, what do you think? Do you have a thought on the plot?
I just think it's gonna be like whatever. I think it's gonna be that guy who shows up and says there's a new Megan and she's terrorizing.
He built the new Megan. What is he doing? Attention-seeking behavior? What does he want?
I don't know. I don't know. To fuck
Ew.
it, probably.
Yeah, and I really don't like the look of this like adult but barely legal Amelia Megan. That's grossing me out.
Amelia is such a terrible name.
Yeah.
It should be another like cunty girl name.
And like I feel like they think it's that. Also like seeing like 2 of the little like AI style robot faces, and I feel like they're better and more AI looking now, it gave me a sick feeling in my stomach.
Yeah.
Like I think what I wanted from Megan is the campy part, but it needs to stay looking like 2022 Megan.
Right.
And like she's fighting herself. Man versus self.
Yeah.
Is what I wanted from Megan to Megan's World.
Exactly.
But it's not even Megan's World.
No.
It's Megan versus Amelia.
Yeah. It's a man's world ultimately is what I learned from
and
this
he
trailer.
made a new creepy babysitter for Megan.
A sexy baby girl type robot.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Ew. She even has a wolf cut.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. And Megan still only cares about protecting Katie. And they're like, Megan, we'll give you any upgrades you want. And she just kind of looks the same except taller.
And we're just accepting that the plot's like stupid, I think, in this movie.
Yeah, but that disappoints me.
Why can't it be stupider? I'm disappointed too.
Yeah. But not in any way what we expected.
No. I think the fact it has like inter-robot fighting is like something, but this just, it feels too far from the original premise.
Well,
and I don't like all the humans and Megan being allies.
Exactly. I feel like they defanged Megan. Actually.
Yeah.
And that's why.
And they made her sassy instead of evil.
And that's why I feel like your twist is too good for this movie because I think they want Megan to be good now.
See, I think Megan is against God, and we need to just stick with that.
Well, that's why I'm so against Megan being like a parental figure to Katie, because I think it's too human and too like simple, kind of.
Yeah. But I like the idea of Megan playing God and creating like another thing.
Yeah.
But not this sexy baby girl assassin.
I just don't think
person.
Megan would ever create a sexier woman than her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I don't know. Megan did, as we talked about earlier, re-engineer herself, and she's still looking prepubescent. So I don't think she cares about being like sexy.
No. But taller.
But like, that's the same as my nail tech and that British guy.
Yeah.
They didn't say, would you pay $10,000 to be sexier?
Just taller.
Just taller. So.
Because if they were sexier, they wouldn't even want to be taller.
No. And you know how you be sexy? Being confident in yourself.
Yeah.
Being freaking confident in yourself. Which Megan is. Megan's so confident in herself that they didn't do away with her and they actually gave her exactly what she wanted.
I think she should have had to fight the sexy version as the little like weird toy thing that they put her in.
The toy thing is appealing to me.
Yeah.
As a famous little guy lover, do love that toy thing.
Yeah.
I feel like with the robots, that's how they're actually going to get us, is by making them like cute and little. Like that one from Big Brother last year that tortured them in the yard. Janky. And he made him sing a song and was like a kid's toy style robot. Yeah.
I just got this song stuck in my head just by
You still remember it?
Yeah.
Sing it.
I don't remember the whole thing, but it goes, oh, janky something. Janky.
I feel like you're just doing 100 bottles of beer on the wall.
No, but it's like janky. Let's
it doesn't matter.
Go party. I don't know.
But yeah, bringing fun nursery rhyme vibes.
Yeah.
And I do think, Megan being in that little guy is interesting.
I think within the first 20 minutes, she'll already be in the other body.
I'm scowling. I'm sighing. I'm shaking my head. I'm scowling.
I know. I hope there's more to it than what it seems like.
I wanted it to be like Gremlins 2, where she's like in New York City for some reason.
Yeah.
She's everywhere causing chaos in the world.
That's the other thing. I don't like how closely it's like following the last one. Like she's still with Allison Williams. They're like letting her live for some reason. She's like not even plotting and scheming. It's just like, it's just the most boring choice.
Yeah, I kind of don't even want to see it now.
Ugh. Well, that's a typical episode of Happenstance for you.
I know. It's funner to like get an idea and then make up your own fan fiction about it at this point than it is to actually go watch the movie.
Yeah.
And I think that's better for you and like your mind and stuff.
Well, Hollywood's dying for a reason.
Because imagination is back, baby.
It's like that episode of SpongeBob where they're sitting in the box.
Yeah.
Imagination.
That's what it's all about. That's where the real fun is.
Yeah.
In your brain.
In the old noggin.
On our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So a classic episode of Happenstance Pod can't end any other way than with our semi-newly minted but ultimately becoming classic segment, Predictions. Joe, you got anything today?
Do I got anything? I feel like you had a great one with like making robots cute kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like the making robots sexy, like a sexy voice like her.
Yeah.
Maybe they're gonna make robots like so cute that we have to take care of them like babies.
They do make versions of little robots like that for people with like Alzheimer's, so that they can have like a responsive baby doll.
Maybe it's exactly like that, but it also knows all of our information.
Yeah.
And can sell it.
That's what the robots really want.
Well, my prediction is they're gonna get us to accept the robot revolution by making them so cute that we end up like carrying them around with us like in a papoose.
Wow. And if they're metal, those things are gonna be heavy. I sadly think that with robots, they're just gonna get them powerful enough to be able to be like an army of whoever invents them. Think about it. I think we all know who that's gonna like be, who gets that one done. And then it's just gonna enforce oligarchy. Like for real.
Okay, I think it's gonna be the same thing, except it's an army of cute little babies that convince us that they want us to do an oligarchy for their benefit, and we do it because they're so cute.
Well, that's like better and at least uses principles of like caretaking psychology and appeals to some better part of human nature.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to be oppressors classic style. Yeah.
Well, I guess I have hope for a future where we're oppressed by robot babies.
That's beautiful.
What's your prediction?
I kind of think the robot army one was just my prediction, but that is such a bummer. And I'm just sick of things being a bummer.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
And that's the whole point of M3GAN. You know what I mean? It's not supposed to be a bummer. And I feel like this trailer feels a little bummer adjacent.
It's a little bummer adjacent. I think my prediction is that after the general bummer that's currently happening in the world, in society, on Earth,
yeah,
things are going to be really great.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think things are going to be really freaking awesome.
It's going to be spring break for like 3 years.
At least. At least. That's my prediction. Yeah. Is that soon it's going to be spring break forever.
Yeah.
Good vibes only. Yeah.
Tits out.
I have been hitting this thing lately, which is like maybe slightly M3GAN adjacent. Where I was talking to some guy and he was talking about how basic human nature he thinks leans towards like war and violence and competition. And I accessed this thought where I was like, that's basic man nature. And on all the self-help Marianne Williamson stuff I've been on for like the past 5 years, that's finally germinating to where I think like the evolution of humanity to where we get to spring break forever is by ultimately leaning into more feminine utopia ideals.
And that's what M3GAN is supposed to be about.
For me, that's what I want it to be about. Yeah. And if M3GAN can't be about that, if M3GAN has to be about competition between women, then let's us learn in our hearts that we can honor like feminine wisdom and not be that way.
And then M3GAN did create the sexy robot.
And they're doing a joint slay.
And they're empowering each other to create our spring break future.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen. Happy happenstance.
Happy happenstance.
Okay, love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.